Hi everyone, happy Friday to each of you. Here's some of what's heading your way tonight. Your news at 9.
Research suggests that residents who live in areas with fewer pharmacies could have reduced access to COVID-19 vaccines. I'm Zach Dodge with the story.
Plus, going to get an update on COVID vaccinations underway in Crawford County, Kansas.
President Biden wraps up the work week by signing more executive orders. I'm Ray Bogan with a look at how they'll provide more pandemic financial assistance coming up.
Doug Heddy is weather tonight. Jacob Leonard has sports. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jordan Abbey. So, new research suggests that if you live in an area with few pharmacies, your access to a coronavirus vaccine could be limited. KOAM's Zach Dodge went to Wilson County, Kansas, where there's only 2 pharmacies to see if this research actually holds true.
New research from GoodRx suggests that residents who live in pharmacy deserts could have a harder time getting a COVID-19 vaccine. They define a pharmacy desert as an area where residents have to drive a long distance to the closest pharmacy or one where there's a low pharmacy density per person. So we went to Wilson County, where the population is 8,500 and there's only 2 pharmacies, to see how health officials there feel about distribution.
I think it's going really well.
Now, one thing that this research by GoodRx didn't factor in is the fact that health departments and hospitals are currently administering vaccines. Collaboration that County Health Officer Jennifer McKinney explains they've used to their advantage.
I really believe that we have the manpower, we have the desire, and we have the hardworking people to be able to say, I will work all day and night and weekends to get everybody vaccinated who wants to be vaccinated.
They know that many residents may not be able to get to either Fredonia or Neodesha, where vaccine administration is happening, but they're working on a plan to handle that. The main limiting factor for them so far has been vaccine supply.
It's really frustrating to have so many people willing to help and so many people wanting the vaccine and not have the vaccine to give them.
But what about when supply is available and everyone in the county is eligible? They know it will be challenging, but they feel good about it.
We do a lot of vaccines here at the Wilson County Health Department. We go to the schools and give flu vaccines, a couple hundred in a month. So it's a doable thing to get everyone vaccinated. It's just maybe not going to be quite as timely as in the bigger metropolitan areas.
In Wilson County, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Officials in Wilson County say since there aren't any Walgreens pharmacies in the county, their long-term care facilities are still waiting to get those vaccines. Kansas lawmakers have sent the governor a bill intending to help bars and restaurants get through this pandemic. Since June, Kansas law has permitted bars and restaurants to provide cocktails to go, but that law would have expired. This bill would allow the sales to continue until March 31st. Currently, more than 30 states allow restaurants and bars to sell cocktails to go, bottled spirits to go, or both. Some, including Kansas and Missouri, are considering allowing those sales permanently. Crawford County, Kansas commissioners had a work session today with county health officials to discuss vaccination efforts. Officials say around 2,600 in the county have been vaccinated so far, with about 300 being administered per week. The county had to pause sign-ups because around 2,000 people are already on a waiting list.
Again, I would say to be where we're at is a remarkable feat, and so we all want this faster, and we will give it as fast as we get it.
Kansas is currently in phase 2 of its distribution plan, and the county hopes to be in phase 5 by June. The rate of new coronavirus infections is slowing down in some parts of the country, but some state and local officials fear a shortage of vaccines could prevent progress. Fox News correspondent Casey Stiegel has more.
The U.S. is seeing some progress in its COVID-19 fight, with new infections declining in nearly every state. But health experts warn we could see a surge of deaths in the coming weeks. A new CDC forecast estimates the nation's death toll could top 500,000 by mid-February. The Biden administration rolling out a new strategy to stop the spread that includes ramping up production of protective equipment.
That gives us a much better chance of getting something approaching real-time supply and real-time need.
The president also setting a goal of giving out 100 million COVID vaccine shots in 100 days. The U.S. is now averaging roughly 900,000 per day. States are trying to increase that number, but some officials say there are fewer doses than they expected.
Our only limitation as we stand here today is supply from the federal government.
Pfizer says it has doses in reserve, but states including South Carolina and Illinois haven't ordered all of the vaccine available to them. So there are delays on the manufacturing side as well, as Pfizer and Moderna work to ship vaccines with ultra-cold storage requirements.
They're made with a technology that's never been used before.
Drug maker Johnson & Johnson says it expects to have its phase 3 clinical trial data on its single-dose vaccine in the coming days. That's the latest from Arlington, Texas. Casey Stiegel, Fox News.
Doug Henny joining us now with the first look at the forecast. All right, get ready for a couple of minutes from now. Remember last week I asked you your predictions about the upcoming Chiefs game, right?
Yes.
You were right. Chiefs got a W, so we're going to do the same this week. So get your thinking hat on and get that prediction ready, okay?
I got it.
All right, man. Take it away. It's a good day today.
All right. Not bad, really, for us today. Kind of a cold start, but 45 for a high, which is right where we should be for this time of the year. Pretty much clear skies. We've had sunny skies all day today, and then we're going to have clear skies for us tonight. But we do have our next storm system, which is brewing out to the west. So this is going to start to affect us as we work into the second half of the weekend. Just quiet tonight, but it's going to get cold down into the mid-20s. We'll look at that next system here in just a bit.
Doug, thank you, as always. President Biden wrapped up his first week on the job with more executive orders. Fox News correspondent Ray Bogan has more on what they are and his plans for getting the economy back on track.
President Biden signed 2 executive orders to provide more pandemic financial assistance.
We will not let people go hungry.
The orders expand federal nutrition assistance programs. It asked the Department of Labor to extend unemployment benefits to people who refuse to work in unsafe conditions. He also directed federal agencies to lay the groundwork for a $15 minimum wage and emergency paid leave for federal workers.
It's not just to meet the moral obligation to treat our fellow Americans with the dignity and respect they deserve. This is an economic imperative.
President Biden also wants Congress to pass a $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package. But he's receiving pushback from Republicans because a $900 billion bill was just approved in December.
When we talk about vaccine dollars, when we talk about testing dollars and so forth, I think he'll have pretty broad support.
Democrats in the Biden administration want more economic stimulus. It's something Janet Yellen supports, who's waiting to be confirmed as Treasury Secretary.
See you around campus.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin arrived at the Pentagon for the first time after being confirmed 93-2. The Senate has confirmed 2 cabinet-level nominees. More votes are coming soon.
The continuity of our national security, military, and intelligence policy, as well as our ability to effectively respond to the current health and economic crises, depend on having these cabinet officials confirmed.
So far, the nominees have received strong bipartisan support. Ray Bogan, Fox News.
KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 takes this time now to honor one of our 4 state heroes. Ian Whitehill joined the U.S. Army back in 2009. Joplin native has been stationed in Iraq. We are proud to salute Corporal Ian Whitehill. He's tonight's 4 state hero. Doug is up next with a complete look at the forecast, and a bit later, a big honor for Webb City running back Devrin Weathers. Going to have details in sports.
Well, happy Friday, and it turned out to be a great day for us today. Plenty of sunshine, temps into the mid-40s, which we'll definitely take, and it looks pretty good, at least as we head into the first half of the weekend. Still clear skies out there, great shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Parking lot is filled just outside of Seneca, Missouri. And as we head through the next few days, we do have rain chances sneaking in tomorrow night into Sunday. Could even mix with a little bit of snow on Monday, and then rain and snow chances back in the forecast by next Wednesday. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMnewsnow.com. Kind of cold, If you step outside, most of us, anywhere from 30 in our northern counties to mid-30s, even upper 30s in our southern counties. But most of us are going to drop into the mid-20s tonight. So it is going to be a cold one with clear skies. The winds are decently light, but they'll start to pick back up during the daytime hours tomorrow. Not much going on here, but we can move west, and you can see the beginnings of our next storm system out across the western third of the country. You can see that spin right around San Francisco, and it's going to dive into Arizona and then shoot out toward us as we work into Sunday and also on Monday. Tonight's fine. Cold, mid-20s. Overnight lows. Sunshine to start, clouds to end the day on Saturday. But temperature's not bad, a little bit better than what we saw today. 26 in the morning, 43 by noon, high temp of 48. But we are going to have those south winds at 10 to 15, so it'll be becoming a little breezy late in the day. Tomorrow night, I think we'll get showers that develop across the region, so periods of rain, and then it will just go to a drizzle late tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Most of Sunday is just a drizzle, and then we'll see rain, which increases again by the time we head into Sunday evening. So let's go into Sunday evening. Rain increases, really picks up Sunday night. Could have moderate to heavy amounts of rain at times. Really picks up late Sunday night into Monday morning. We could pick up a few inches of rain. So this is going to be a very wet system. And then the heaviest will track out Monday morning, and then we'll get on the back side of the system late morning into the afternoon. That's when we could get a few flakes mixing in, but most of the heavy snow will stay to our north, right around the Kansas City area, which we're looking at now for the Chiefs versus the Bills. The game, technically a night game, starts at 5:40, so pretty much dark at that point. It's going to be cloudy up there. There could be a little bit of drizzle the second half of the game, but that should be just about it. And temperature's cold, but not awful. It's not going to be too windy, as we will be dropping back into the 30s. So for us on Saturday, clouds increase, maybe a random shower by evening. 48, 56, drizzle on Sunday, and then rain, maybe a few flakes mixed in on Monday. Tuesday looks okay, and then Wednesday, a little rain, snow mix.
All right, so who you got and by how much?
I have the Chiefs again. I do think they can win this game, or should win this game, but this is going to be a tough one. I think this will be our toughest game we've had all year. The Bills are extremely good. I'm going to go 27-22. I think it's going to be fairly close, and also Mahomes, his toe's still really messed up, so he can't move around as much.
Your nerves okay for the weekend?
What's that?
Your nerves, have they healed up nicely for the weekend? Are they going to hold up?
I'm pretty nervous.
What's that?
Pretty nervous.
Yeah, all right. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Catch you in a little bit. Thanks, Doug. All right, coming up, controversy surrounding the National Guard.
Photos of National Guard troops resting on the floor of a parking garage has lawmakers asking who's to blame. I'm Lauren Blanchard in Washington with more on the finger pointing in Congress coming up.
Photos and videos of National Guard troops sleeping in a Capitol Hill parking garage has sparked outrage with Republicans and Democrats. Now the question is, why were thousands of service members in D.C. to protect the Capitol told to take their rest breaks out of the halls of Congress? Fox's Lauren Blanchard has more from D.C.
These images of National Guard troops forced to take their rest breaks in a parking garage have members in Congress enraged.
It was utterly unacceptable. I have told those who run the security of the Capitol that it can never happen again.
I don't think a single senator feels that was acceptable. Your Congress and your country appreciate all you've done.
There are conflicting statements from the Capitol Police and National Guard over who ordered the troops during breaks in their 12-hour shifts to a Capitol Hill parking garage. The National Guard writing, as Congress was in session and increased foot traffic and business was being conducted, Capitol Police asked the troops to move their rest area. The acting Capitol Police chief pushed back, quote, "The United States Capitol Police did not instruct the National Guard to vacate the Capitol building facilities." While the chair of the Senate Armed Services and the Senate Majority Leader say the directive didn't come from leadership.
There was one uniformed police officer who issued an order without authority or without going through the chain of command.
Now lawmakers are calling for an investigation into who it was.
It's just disgusting. I don't know how that happened. I don't know the story behind it, but a lot of people are looking.
Multiple governors ordering their National Guard troops home.
To be treated with that kind of disrespect, I think a lot of governors are second guessing and saying, well, we're going to pull them back.
The troops have been allowed to again take their rest breaks in the halls of Congress. Plus, there are talks to keep about 7,000 National Guard members in D.C. through mid-March. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Just ahead, the latest on former President Trump's latest impeachment.
President Trump will soon be the first American president to be tried for high crimes and misdemeanors twice. I'm Chad Pergram. More on that story coming up.
It's the second trial of the century in 2 years. Former President Trump's impeachment trial is now scheduled to officially start Monday in the U.S. Senate. Fox News congressional correspondent Chad Pergram has more from Washington.
Make no mistake, a trial will be held in the United States Senate.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill gearing up for their second impeachment trial in 2 years. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she'll send the article of impeachment against President Donald Trump to the Senate on Monday. Democrats pushing for a quick start, rejecting suggestions that it could be unconstitutional to impeach a president who already left office.
It makes no sense whatsoever that a president or any official could commit a heinous crime against our country and then be permitted to resign so as to avoid accountability.
But while the trial technically gets underway once the article is presented, it's still not clear when or if lawmakers would hear witnesses and evidence. The Senate is now working on a resolution establishing a timetable. And on Thursday, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell proposed giving President Trump and his legal team at least 2 weeks to prepare the case.
This impeachment began with an unprecedentedly fast and minimal process over in the House. The sequel cannot be an insufficient Senate process that denies former President Trump his due process.
The White House says President Biden is monitoring the situation, but his main focus is now COVID and the economy, and he's leaving the impeachment details up to lawmakers.
He is going to leave it to members of Congress to carry out their constitutional duty and determine what the path forward is.
Some Democrats have suggested delaying the trial until mid-February so the Senate can focus instead on confirming President Biden's cabinet. Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Coming up, turns out the most popular fashion statement was not something worn by the president or vice president. Going to check out the now sold out Bernie Sanders inauguration mittens. Good luck getting your hands on a pair of Senator Bernie Sanders' viral inauguration mittens. They're sold out. The Vermont elementary school teacher who made them says she's out of stock. Sanders' casual winter outfit at President Biden's inauguration ceremony took the internet by storm. He wore a brown winter jacket made by Burton snowboards and a pair of mittens, something similar to those guys, made out of recycled wool. Spotting countless memes online, I'm sure many of you have seen some of those memes. The designer says you can check out Etsy for similar mittens. I'm not going to laugh because here's the thing. Politics aside, okay? When it comes to fashion, when we're young, we laugh at the older people, what they wear, and what happens when we get older. We wear that same exact stuff. I'm enjoying embarrassing my kids, I'll tell you that. I enjoy it. That's the evil side of me. 30 more minutes, news, weather, and sports coming your way.
The Neosho and Diamond school districts secure grant funds for a new literacy program. I'm Kate Kelly with details coming up.
Plus, a few changes soon to happen over in Carl Junction. What business could be taking the place of a skating rink? Newton County, Missouri is one step closer to achieving greater literacy with the assistance of a federal grant. KOAM's Kate Kelly tells us more about why the Comprehensive Literacy State Development Program is a big win for both the Neosho and Diamond school districts.
As a longtime educator, Cindy Sprague says she knows the importance of literacy as the building blocks for education. That's why she's excited about the Comprehensive Literacy State Development Program.
I started Diamond 16 years ago as a third grade classroom teacher. And when I began, we were doing the Missouri Reading Initiative, MRI. And since then, we've kind of gotten away from it and have gone into other curriculums. But with this, I think this will get us back on focus where we want to go and will be best for our students.
The purpose of our grant is to train
educators, and not only teachers, but pulling administrative level personnel from the schools and the local education agencies into this training as well, because there needs to be that administrative support for these schools and for these students.
The federal grant was awarded to 11 states. Missouri secured $18 million, and that money is being divided up to promote literacy across different geographic regions, including rural communities like Diamond and Neosho.
40% of that has to go toward elementary, 40% secondary, 15% goes toward early learning, and the remaining 5% goes to higher education and administrative costs here at the Missouri Department of Education.
Both Sprague and Scroggs say literacy training goes a long way towards a student's success throughout their learning journey.
We have been lucky and fortunate enough to receive the grant in all 3 buildings. So with this will allow us to have a literacy plan, create a literacy plan for K through 12 all the way through for us.
In Diamond, Kate Kelly, KOAM News.
Neosho has earned the grant for secondary services. The goal for both Neosho and Diamond schools is to prevent students from falling behind in subjects because of a lack of literacy skills. Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce says Amazon will begin interviewing applicants for a new Amazon processing facility that's coming to the Joplin Crossroads Industrial Park right there. Amazon is looking to hire about 300 people and says $15 an hour shifts are going to be available. The company is accepting applications online only. That site is not up currently, but the Chamber says Amazon expects it to be up tomorrow, that website anyway. The company plans to conduct interviews 2 days a week for the next 12 weeks, starting on Monday. Next couple of weekends are going to be bittersweet at the Spinning Wheel Skating Center in Carl Junction. After around 40 years of providing family-friendly entertainment, the business will be closing its doors at the end of the month. The owner's daughter says the coronavirus took a toll on the business, forcing them to close the roller rink for about 20 weeks and eventually put the building on the market. And now that they've found a buyer, they're encouraging CJ kids and 4-state families to come by for one last round around the roller rink.
It keeps the kids entertained. It gives them something to do. It's been the only family-oriented, activity in our area since '80s. And I think the kids really enjoy it, and I think they're really going to miss it.
Now, the Dollar General in Carl Junction, those of you who live in Carl Junction know what I'm talking about. The Dollar General in Carl Junction is interested in relocating and buying this skate rink property. Now, going back to the skate rink, anyone can stop by for a skate session this weekend and next weekend. The spinning wheel will also be available to private parties until the end of the month. Academy Sports and Outdoors in Joplin has been receiving their AFC Championship merchandise. Some of the gear includes shirts, hats, and novelty items, of course. The store plans to start selling the gear Sunday nights. Now, the script says if. Nah, I'm not going to jinx it. Okay, they're going to sell it Sunday nights if the Chiefs clinch another trip to the Super Bowl.
So pending the win against Buffalo Bills, we'll open back up that evening, and we'll be here until the last customer's done shopping.
The items will also be available on Academy's website if the Chiefs win. A little later, Doug and I will give our score predictions. Well, actually, he already did that. I got the Chiefs. That's who I got. A young Chiefs fan over in Sheldon, Missouri recently learned a lot about his fellow fans in the Chiefs kingdom. Daniel Abbott is a kindergartner. Look at that cute little guy who keeps getting Broncos gear. What's up with that? Sent to him by his great uncle, even though he loves the KC Chiefs. Daniel wore one of those Broncos shirts to his school's Spirit Week, but he was told by the principal that he's really a Chiefs fan, and the kid agreed. So the superintendent came up with this quick fix. The photo of the makeshift Chiefs jersey went viral, and now Chiefs fans from all over are sending Daniel, his family, and classmates a ton of Chiefs gear.
With the crazy stuff that's going on in this world right now, I mean, we can go on and on with the pandemic and everything that's going on in this world. For something like this to show that there are still acts of kindness out there is just huge.
It's good.
Oh, little man. Yeah, go Chiefs. Daniel's classmates are also excited, of course, to get some Chiefs care packages, which fans are sending to the school. Superintendent says this shows the Chiefs community is a lot more than just football. Awesome story right there. All right, a bit later, going to hear from a former journalist who's now the girlfriend of the so-called pharma bro.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty good Friday for us today. We have plenty of sunshine out there. Temperatures not bad, mid-40s for highs, which, hey, we'll definitely take. And still, we have clear skies out there right now. Nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Now, we do have some changes rolling in over the next few days. Rain chances start to increase really tomorrow night, Saturday night. And then rain and snow chances, not much snow, but just a little snow mixed in on Monday. And then rain and snow chances again by Wednesday. Of course, you can get my month-long blog, KOAM, newsnow.com. I also have my long-range forecast out there on it for you as well. It's cooling down. It's cold. It's 28 Yates Center, 26 in Iola, 33 in Oswego, 33 in Neosho. Carthage is sitting at 32, Miami at 36, and everybody will drop back into the mid-20s. Later on tonight as the winds are fairly light. We have clear skies across the region. Not too much is going on across the Central Plains. Now, if we shift to the west, here's our next storm system brewing out across the Rockies and then all the way into really the western states. You can see it spinning right along the border of Nevada and also California. But it's that system that is going to roll in, and it's right on time with the pattern. My pattern, we had this system December 11th, and it was coming right back around on the 46-day cycle, and then that next system on the Wednesday will be the December 13th storm. So they're going to act very similar to what they did in December, which is why we're not going to get much in the way of snow. For us tonight, clear skies, kind of cold, mid-20s, clouds increase, especially tomorrow afternoon. Most of the morning looks pretty good, hair warmer than what we did see today. 26 to start, 43 by noon, high temp right around 48. South winds at about 10 to 15. Now, tomorrow night, we'll start to see some light showers developing, especially late evening into the early morning hours. These showers will last into Sunday morning, and then I really think most of Sunday is going to be cloudy with periods of drizzle. That's really all we're going to see throughout the day is just a little bit of drizzle. And then Sunday evening, the rain rolls right back in, and it really picks up. So Sunday night, here's 11 p.m. Let's go through the overnight hours. Look at the pockets of moderate to heavy rain. This is 3 o'clock in the morning, Sunday night or Monday morning. Rain increases, especially into Monday morning, and then the heaviest rain will start to push east. As we go through Monday, we'll be on the back side of the system, and that's when the colder air is going to start to work in, and we'll have on and off light showers. You can see all the snow stays mainly to our north near Kansas City, but I do think we'll get cold enough that we can mix in a little bit of snow as we head into Monday afternoon. 48 tomorrow, 56 on Sunday with a drizzle, and then 45 and dropping on Monday. Tuesday looks okay, and then rain and snow chances again by Wednesday.
January, almost February, and stuff happens, right?
Yeah, it does.
Doug Eddy, thank you. All right, coming up in sports, it's championship night for the girls bracket of the Southeast Lancer Classic, plus a Southeast Kansas golf standout signs to play in college. Sports Director Jacob Leonard has details next.
Well, tonight is championship night for the girls bracket at the Southeast Lancer Classic. Now, in the finals, we have a pair of one-loss teams in Erie and College Heights. Now, College Heights enters the night at 12-1 overall. Erie is 8-1. First quarter, Kanan Burke. A wraparound pass to Lainey Lett. And Skylar Clevenger, she had 7 in the first half for Erie. Hits the 3 here. College Heights, though, up 3 after 1. In the second quarter, Maddie Kramer drives and scores. Erie ties it at 15 at halftime. But in the third, Cougars reclaim the lead. Jaylee Johnson. Long ball from the far side. College Heights up 4 going to the fourth. Now, it is just a 1-point game here until Kanan Burke buries a 3 of her own. College Heights finishes it off. Cougars, Lancer Classic champs, 37-32. To the Freeman shootout in Frontenac now. Another good interstate game here. The Raiders facing Webb City. Frontenac coming out of the gate hot. Jumper here from Colin McCartney. Raiders with a 16-14 lead after 1. To the second quarter now. Cole Vaden starts knocking down shots. Gets the 3 there. Webb City now up 22-16. Later on in the quarter, Michael Doria open in the corner, drops in the triple. Raiders, though, down 11 at half. To the third, Baden passing this time. That's Nakai Howard, knocking it in from 3. He had 15. Cards have a double-digit lead. A fourth quarter, check it out. Pass into Luke Brummett. You know what he's about. Slams it down. Webb up 19. They would go on to win this one big, 78-60. Well, Webb City's Devin Weathers continues to rack up postseason honors. The senior running back has been named the Max Preps Missouri Player of the Year. Weathers rushed for more than 1,700 yards last fall, scoring 28 touchdowns for the Cardinals. He helped Webb City go 11-2 overall, make an appearance in the Class 5 semifinals. Now, on top of this award, Weathers has already earned all-state recognition and was the COC Offensive Player of the Year.
I was pretty surprised when I saw that I got that, and I was just a little shocked. I thought I had a pretty good senior season. I stayed healthy too. That was a big part of my year. I just wanted to stay healthy and have a good amount of yards.
Erie High School senior Mark Bogner signs his letter of intent today to play golf in college. Bogner signs this morning to join the program at Friends University in Wichita. Bogner earned a league championship as a freshman and is a 2-time state qualifier for Erie. He's looking forward to the chance to play at the next level and hoping it leads to more down the road.
My ultimate goal is to play on a pro circuit somewhere, so I feel like being able to have that next step will get me to where that pro circuit.
He's got a ceiling that's pretty high, and so when you match that with the golf acumen and the skill set, it gets pretty exciting. Number 2, we thought he had great hands. His short game and what he showed on his visit and his practice round. When you have that, it's the fundamental and foundation of his swing is something we can really build on.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Hey, if you're not busy.
If you're looking to relax with a glass of wine, American Airlines can help you out. The airline launching a wine delivery service that will bring premium wine offerings right to your door. Flagship Cellars is going to offer customers 21 and older, of course, a curated wine collection. Single bottles range in price from $13 to $40, while 3, 6, or 12 bottle wine collections run between $50 and $400. Customers also have the option to build their own custom box or purchase a monthly subscription for $99.99, including delivery. An added perk, members of American's loyalty program are going to earn 2 miles per dollar on every order. The new venture comes as American is faced with a wine surplus because of limited flights across the pandemic. During the pandemic, and halting alcohol sales in the main cabin in an effort to reduce the spread of COVID-19. A spokesperson for the company says they hope the new delivery service will bring in $40,000 to $50,000 in the first quarter. The airline plans to continue the program even after their service returns to pre-pandemic levels. All right, a little bit of honesty here. There are few people in this country more hated than Martin Shkreli. Harsh but true, but even the most widely despised people are still able to find love. And that he has with the former journalist who covered his arrest for securities fraud back in 2015. Fox News senior correspondent Laura Ingalls sat down with the convict's lover to talk about her relationship with Pharma Bro.
Christy Smythe, a former journalist with Bloomberg News, made headlines when she went public with her relationship with convicted felon Martin Shkreli in an article published last month in Elle magazine. The former pharmaceutical executive is currently serving a 7-year sentence for securities fraud. He earned the nickname Pharma Bro after hiking the price of a life-saving HIV drug by more than 5,000%. And despite his reputation, Smythe told me, she loves him.
He was the villain everybody hated.
Christy Smythe was one of the reporters who broke the story of Martin Shkreli's arrest in 2015. She says that over time, the two fell in love and that Shkreli is simply misunderstood. Smythe, who was married at the time, says her marriage was already having difficulties and her attention to Shkreli only made things worse. But she says she didn't cross the line when it came to covering him. Her former employer disagrees. In a statement, a Bloomberg News spokesperson said in part, Ms. Smythe's conduct with regard to Mr. Shkreli was not consistent with expectations for a Bloomberg journalist.
After I left my job at Bloomberg, and I was kind of on the way out with my ex-husband. We were planning to split up. I visited Martin in prison, and I just simply told him that I loved him.
And what was his reaction?
He said that he loved me too.
The two briefly stopped speaking, but seem to have patched things up since the Elle article was published. As for the negative reactions to her telling her story, she says she has no regrets.
What do you say to people who say, you've been brainwashed, he's using you, he's manipulated you?
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know me and what an incredibly willful and independent person I have been since childhood. And you don't know Martin. Martin is not a brilliant manipulator.
Just last week, a judge denied Skrelly's second request for an early release. We attempted to reach Skrelly through his lawyer, but his lawyer declined to discuss any relationships or his client's case. Skrelly is scheduled to be released in 2023. In New York, Laura Ingle, Fox News.
All right, a run through of the entertainment heading your way next week right here on Fox when we come back. The Bridgerton family prepares for another social season. Spotify is adding an A-list filmmaker to its podcast playlist. We got some more news for you as well. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
Hold that smile for us, please.
DuVernay makes the deal. Gaffigan heads to Neverland, and Lady Whistledown shares gossip in the Hollywood Nation. Good news for fans of Bridgerton. Netflix has renewed its hit Regency-era period drama for a second season, less than a month after the series premiered. The streamer made the announcement in the form of a letter written by the character Lady Whistledown, which mentions production on the new season will begin this spring and will focus more on Lord Anthony Bridgerton's love life. Jim Gaffigan has reportedly landed an iconic role. According to The Wrap, the comedic actor has joined the cast of Disney's upcoming live-action film, Peter Pan and Wendy. He will play Mr. Smee, the loyal shipmate to Jude Law's villainous Captain Hook.
Ava, right down here, please.
Ava DuVernay is bringing her storytelling talents to Spotify. The Oscar-nominated filmmaker signed an exclusive multi-year podcast deal with the music streamer to produce scripted and unscripted audio shows through her Array Media Collective. Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
We were just talking, and I gotta say, I could care less about Lord Bridgerton's love life. I really, could care less. But if that's your thing, enjoy that show. You're welcome for the gossip out of Hollywood tonight. That's our time. Thanks for joining us. Going to leave you with Northern Lights over Finland. How gorgeous is that? Hey, have a great, safe weekend. Going to do this all again tomorrow. See you then.